Let's do it.
Let's
Poke
do it.
adjacent.
In honor of New Year's, our Poke Adjacent segment today is going to be called, I'm calling it Nerd Year's Resolutions. So all it is, yeah, I don't even like New Year's resolutions that much. It's really just big scale, big picture, nerdy plans for the year 2022. And Jesse, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and go first. I've got kind of a clear picture in mind.
Go ahead, bud.
I will be likely working at home for the foreseeable future, and even we might go to the office like a day a week. It's kind of undecided, but generally permanently at home. And when my game room area was initially conceived, it was only a game room area, and I had much more freedom and much more space. Now, as an adult who is working from home, it is very crowded because I've stuffed a massive desk here and all of my work equipment. So my Nerders resolution in 2022 is to slightly, not massive. Heather, if you're listening to this, like, no, don't get crazy, but to slightly reduce the volume of crap that I have in my space. I will say my wife has always been tremendous of, I don't have a leash, like husband's always talking about, like, gotta steal ball and chain or gotta sneak it past her or just not tell her. I don't have that because A, I'm very thrifty, so there's never like a concern that I'm gonna drain the budget. And then B, like, I've always been this way. As long as it's contained in this space, Heather does not care, and that's beautiful. But it's getting to the point where it can't. Like, I'm almost out of space, and I'm already like uncomfortable. It's too cramped. It's not a good work
Totally.
environment. So, to be
That
a
makes
good
sense.
nerd and a good adult, to make those two things coexist, I'm gonna slightly reduce the amount of crap in this room, and but still, like, it's still my beloved gaming space, also my comfy space. So I can't say enough. Not going crazy, just trying to be responsible.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my nerd year's resolution, and maybe to read more than one book a year. Actual read
That's
words, not just an audiobook, but actually read words.
that's a good goal. Hey, audiobooks are books. You're good if you read this.
They are. I always think reading is probably more cognitive exercise, right? Because listening is sort of just listening, but if you're reading, you're kind of speaking and listening internally.
Eh,
I don't know if
I don't
that's
know.
true or not. Whichever.
Just consume content, whichever way works for you, man.
Consume content. Probably new. I need more new content. I fall back into the same stuff over and over and over again. But hey, that wasn't my resolution. You can't hold me to that shit. Jesse, what are you doing nerd wise in the year 2022?
I really want to invest more in cosplay. I
Awesome.
I haven't done that much of it historically. But as you guys all know, for Halloween, I went as James from Team Rocket, and I was like, this is fun. I like this a lot. So I think I want to see about cosplaying some more anime characters. Just having fun with it. So I'll probably drop a lot of money on that next year. But hey, I got no kids.
Do you intend to pursue it in a crafting sort of way? Like, do you intend to put any sort of the crafting stuff together yourself?
No,
Nope. Okay. I'm
no,
just curious. No judgment. No
I
judgment.
am not creative enough to do that. So I am gonna be a, oh, you sell that? Will you sell that? I'll buy it. That kind of person.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, hey, if you ever change your mind, holler at my wife. She's got the goods. And my second request is, Jesse, you should really block out Planet Comic Con. You should attend Comic Con with Chris Ford and myself. It's a great time. I personally am not a big cosplayer. Chris is a big cosplayer, and he is 100% handcrafted. He does his own stunts.
I'm not surprised.
That's just, yeah, that's his bag, and he's great at it. But we would love to have you along. We're even trying to host an Avatar: Last Airbender trivia panel. I say panel, that I don't know if there's a better word. We're trying to get a room
Fun.
to host trivia about Avatar: The Last Airbender and the Legend of Korra. So if you're able to block that off and would like to join us, we would be delighted to have
I
you.
think I will. I would love that.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Plans on a costume? Like, what's your next, or what's your New Year's? What's your first? You don't have to commit to it. I'm just curious of, like, what's your next inspiration right this instant if you were to go hit up the old eBay store?
I think I don't know if you'll know this character.
I
Well,
probably won't. I'm very
there's like
ignorant.
there's like two or three characters from Bungo Stray Dogs, which is an anime I love.
Never even heard of that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's an anime I love very much, and there's like either Dazai or Renusuke Akatsuo. I can never say his name. Um, I want to be one of them, and it's not. It probably won't be too expensive. So I think that's where I'll go first.
I won't hold you to it, but that sounds like an excellent initial inspiration. I will probably,
Eventually, I will be Maximilian Pegasus. Is my end goal.
as you damn well should, and I'll be Joey. And no, usually I get like a suggestion from Chris, and it's if he does it for me, I'm like, all right, I'll wear it. That's fine. Otherwise, it's like I'm gonna put on a Harry Potter robe and call it a day. Or I asked my wife if she would make me like a red, like a nice red velvet, like an evening robe. I asked her if she'd craft for me because then I'd pull up the hood and wear like a white mask, and I'd be a shy guy from Mario, and I would just walk around like that all day. And also, I would have then like a velvety red robe. You know,
Yeah,
both good,
yeah.
both good. And then my second idea was I saw a meme. This isn't my idea. I saw a meme at one point and I was like, that's brilliant. It's to dress up as Uncle Ben, and then every time you see a Spider-Man, you fall down in front of him and act like you're dying.
That's great.
I wish I could take credit for it. Jesse, thanks for sharing your your Nerd Year's
Third year.
resolution with me for this Poke Adjacent segment, where
You're
we
welcome.
pay homage to things, or in this case, we just talk about whatever we feel like.
Nerd shit.
That's why I love Poke Adjacent.
Nerd shit for a nerd year.
Damn straight.